Hey guys, what's up? It's Carmela Maniac. If you're new to my channel, sit down, chill, and warm yourself by the fire for a little bit. Because today I'm going to react to and review young Athena's live performance of Beautifully Crushed Petals at Metropolis Studios. Now, young Athena is a singer-songwriter from London.
It's like being chained to the bottom of the ocean, but feeling free.
So with that said, let's listen to this performance.
It's like being chained to the bottom of the ocean.
She has a really clean voice, and I definitely appreciate that, but I'm wondering if she was just a little bit nervous starting off this recording here, because it sounds not like extremely polished. It still sounds nice. I can tell she has a really great voice, but it just sounds a little bit shaky. Again, maybe I'm overanalyzing it and being just too technical. I also really love the sound of the snare that they used. It's kind of reverby, but not too much. It just holds a lot of space in the mix, and that's really cool. It's like a very minimalistic song, so I'm excited to see where this goes.
It's confused.
Right there where she just held a kind of long note in her head voice. Basically, all of this whole thing has been in her head voice to create this really nice, breathy, chill, vibey kind of song, which is really cool. But right there where she just held that longer note in her head voice, it sounded just a little bit scratchy, and I kind of loved that. It added just a little bit of a rough element to the mix while still having this smooth, dominant sound. And this song just has like a chill vibe already. So let's see where it goes.
In my mind, I don't understand.
Never mind, it's not chill. It has emotion, it's got passion, it's got feeling. I love when singers growl, so she just had a little bit of a growling moment, and I loved that a lot. I can tell she has a powerful voice, so she's just kind of like holding herself back in the beginning here, and I can't wait. I don't know if it's going to happen in this song, but I can't wait to hear her belt if she's going to belt, because we just got a little preview of that just there, so I'm excited for that. And you can tell she's really passionate with her singing, so I love it.
They'll still blatantly be there. It's love.
Okay, so as I suspected, she moved into a section of the song where she's belting a lot more, and it's really great. Although I did hear I'm not sure if it was a product of a weird recording or if it was her voice, but it just glitched or distorted, not distorted, but it just glitched a little bit here. Anyway, her voice is kind of thin, but powerful at the same time. So definitely an interesting sound, and something that I can definitely get behind as like a girl song, if that makes sense. Like you turn it on in the car while you're going to a girls' night maybe, and you're like just grooving along with the song. I don't know, yeah. Or you put it on like right after a breakup and you're like right there with her singing the words like, how could you mess with me? You know what I mean? Or how could you do me wrong? You know? Anyway.
You can sweep words onto the carpet.
Right there, words, that part right there, like gurgled a little bit. I don't know. Listen to that on your own and tell me if I'm crazy. She has such an interesting style that is very heavily rooted in like a kind of head voice, gentle kind of singing style that is not that common. It's almost kind of like a Billie, you know how Billie Eilish uses a lot of head voice and basically used head voice until her like more recent albums. She's kind of like that, where she's just kind of vibing in her head voice for most of the time, and I can tell that she loves vibing in her head voice, and kind of a style where you have to have a microphone to do it. So it's a very modern style. It's not like a perform live without a microphone type thing, but it's just an interesting style. It's cool.
To stop, be somebody else. You're your own.
Oh, I love that. The way she switches from her chest voice to her head voice and back, just how she switches between them so stylistically is something so fun to listen to and very fun to groove to. It takes a lot of control where you're going back and forth these two things. So I love that for her. It also sounds like she's like yelling at someone, being like, why'd you do this? You know what I mean? And I love that. You can tell she's reprimanding someone. It's so great.
But never being held.
Again with the growling, that was superb. Magnificent. Okay, that right there, I'm not sure if that was like a stylistic choice or she ran out of air a little bit. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna say it's a stylistic choice and say that's an interesting stylistic choice. She was just kind of very inconsistent with her vibrato in that last note there. That's what's making me confused if it was a stylistic choice or she kind of ran out of air or support to carry on that vibrato for that last note. Because I know for me, it's difficult to sustain vibrato for any period of time, especially if you're nervous and especially if you don't have the air for it. Such great dynamism in the song. She's going from these loud, grunting, belted notes to these tiny, quiet moments, tender and beautiful moments that she creates with her head voice and vibrato. These two hugely different things that she's smashing together in this song. Great dynamism. It sounds great. It's a really cool mix of stuff. The chime, I loved it. So magical, whimsy, amazing. It's also very retro, and I love that about it as well. The backup singers, beautifully in tune with her and in the song, adding a layer of depth that is absolutely great. Also, another growling moment, absolutely amazing. One other thing that I have to mention is how the bass cuts out for what I'm assuming are the verses and how it comes back in for the choruses to give this huge beat drop kind of feeling, and also allows the quieter moments to be quiet and more focused on her, whereas the choruses are kind of a part for everything to stand out. It's also still focusing on her, but giving her more of a bass to kind of play on top of. It's just a great feeling when that bass comes in for the choruses, and that's what you want to feel when a chorus happens. And then you're taken back out for the verses and given time to think about what you just heard and everything like that, to ruminate. So I love that. I love the musicality of the vocal part. It's so distinct and it's changing all the time. Like the part where she was like, that part, and then went into a different flow of the song. It's like changing up the flow if you're rapping, if you know what that is. I don't know, it's really cool. I also really love the part where she was like, ooh, moment. It was like, all the feels, you know what I mean? Oh my god. That was an incredible build up to this guitar solo and then like a vocal solo where she's like singing these high notes like, ooh, you know what I mean? Just some kind of high notes too. It also reminds me of, I don't know if you ever heard the Pink Floyd song. I forget which song it is, I'll put it up here. Where that lady has that absolutely incredible vocal solo in that part of that song. Just the amount of emotion that you can tell is coming forth from the singer and is being backed by this incredible instrument track is just absolutely amazing. And that there's just so much feeling and passion. Ugh, such a big moment. That was incredible. I love that. No, I can't. Okay, so she can obviously sing some very, very high notes. Wow. But I don't know if she needed to go that high. Like, I understand why she went that high, because it's like a really big moment in the song and you're trying to do the most for it. I kind of liked the lower notes and kind of where she's more grooving into the song with those notes instead of just trying to go high. I mean, it was a cool moment because the guitar played a note and then she answered with a higher note, and the guitar played a note and then she answered with an even higher note. So it was a really cool back and forth right there to create a lot of dynamism and create this really cool moment. And then it all ended after that for her to kind of come down and do some more stuff with her voice. It was cool. I don't know if I was exactly a fan of it though. I like the lower notes though. Okay, I get the general gist of what they're trying to do here. It's just not exactly working for me. It seems just kind of like they have these huge parts that they're trying to force together to make this big moment, but they're not exactly gelling with each other how I would want them to. Obviously, she's a great singer. Obviously, she has great musicians behind her. I just feel like maybe the arrangement could be just a little bit better. I'm not exactly sure. Crush them so beautifully. Did you hear the piano? It did like a whole key change or something like that.
Crushed them so beautifully.
Like a whole jazzy switch up right there that happened. Definitely perks your ears up and makes you question what's going on. Also, another thing I wanted to point out is how many, I think, tea mugs are by her right there. I'm assuming that they probably did a couple different takes of this, and I don't know if you've ever tried to sing a song over and over again. It is rough on your voice, at least for me, since I'm a new singer. It is rough on your voice. So I'm assuming all of those things are like to keep her voice going. Kudos to her for singing this song so many times, I'm assuming. Very interesting. I'm wondering if she's like kind of like a newer singer or if she just has a distinct style. Again, I don't know her well enough to know that, but I can tell that she has a very powerful voice, and it's not like a traditional powerful voice. Well, okay, let me say this. It's powerful in the way that she uses it. She has a lot of power, even though it is a little bit thin, so maybe just a little bit grating to the ear for some people. But again, she has a great voice. She has great control of her voice, especially in her head voice. There were some moments where I was confused on whether, again, it was a stylistic choice or if she was nervous or whatever happened, or maybe she's just been singing this song so many times that her voice is kind of exhausted a little bit. I loved the chimes. I wish they had done more with the chimes. That was such a cool sound, cool retro whimsical sound. That only happened once, I'm pretty sure. I also really love the dynamism. So the choruses were big and then the verses were quiet, tender, intimate, and very focused on the soft, breathy, gentle vocals from young Athena. The ending was a little bit weird to me. It didn't make the most sense to me, but I understand what they were trying to do with it. And I'm not exactly sure if that's because things needed to be arranged better, written better, or what happened. But the song had great build-up from the beginning where it was very soft, and then we had that huge moment where she's singing these high notes, and there's that guitar solo in the background as well. So quiet to very big. It had good arrangement in terms of that, and good dynamism. She is also a very dynamic singer. That was absolutely incredible to watch, and I love the growling that she used. And then right after she went to this really quiet, intimate head voice note. So yeah, great singer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, or even if you didn't, please consider subscribing to the channel. Tell me what you guys thought of young Athena's live performance of Beautifully Crushed Petals at Metropolis Studios. Keep listening, and I'll talk to you guys later.